This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
So we're starting with the paragraph, there are very few people in the world that actually recognize the emes, the truth. Some people don't have the wisdom, the chachma, to recognize. Just like, for example, a person's legs are amputated. Obviously, he cannot, unfortunately, climb on a ladder. The same is true to a person that doesn't have any understanding, no wisdom, no tvuna, is not able to go up in the levels of chachma and the madregas of life. The yesh, there are certain people, shru chacham, they are a chacham, meaning they're wise, they understand. V'nitba b'taivas ha'olam min urav. And they're so involved and drowning in the taivas of the world from when they were younger. Ad sheyasim kol chachmosei lahasig tavosei v'lasas lotzin yitzur hara. Wow! Until eventually, this is so scary because they're so seeped from when they were young in all the taivas of the world that all of their chachma is used for one purpose, and that is to get their taivas to satisfy their yitzur hara. That's all they want to do. They're using their chachma, meaning we have people like number one we spoke about, those are people without chachma. So those people are like Nebuch, the people without legs who can't go up the ladder. We understand that. It's a physical problem that they cannot do it. So a guy doesn't have chachma, Nebuch, he's stupid. So he can't get anywhere. But what about a guy who is clever, who understands, who has chachma, who has das, who has a brain? But he's not getting anywhere. Why not? Because since he was younger, he was so busy with his Yetzer Hara that his entire lifetime is so seeped into trying to fulfill whatever his Yetzer Hara tells him to do, that he's got no chachma for anything else. And especially as he looked at the lashon here, he uses it min urav from when he's younger, from his youth. That means that when he's younger, and Rabbi said, you guys can still do this, right? You have an opportunity to change. I mean, everyone has an opportunity to change, but it's harder when you get older. So if you guys are younger, it's a lot easier for you, that what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to change this. Because as he's saying over here, it becomes a chalik of who you are, it becomes a part of your personality. It becomes something you're so involved in that it's so difficult to get rid of it because, right. And therefore when you're younger, that's the time to change where your chachma goes. Does it go to fulfilling your taivas, or does it go to other things? It's extremely, extremely difficult for a person to free themselves from this trap. There's a net. It's mamash terrible aveiros that he's involved in because he's done it when he's younger. He's used his chachma for that. Now that's guy number 2. Guy number 3. V'yesh. There are people. Now we're talking about a different guy. This guy has chachma. Not only does he have chachma, he has chachma to understand, and he wants to get to the right way. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to become a better person. He wants to become a kinder person. He doesn't want to become such an angry person. He doesn't want to be such a jealous person. He wants to be that guy that is in control of his midas, of his character. He wants to, but he never heard from any rabbis or anyone how to get there and what the right ways are. He goes, we spoke about this similar. He walks where? In the darkness. This is his mashal, he keeps on using it again and again. As if a person that doesn't, he may theoretically want the right thing to do, but he doesn't get there because he doesn't have anyone to guide him. Whether it's a rebbe, whether it's a sefer, whether it's a shir, whatever it may be. You need someone to guide you. If you don't, you're walking in darkness. We gave the mashal of the maze, the life maze. A person walks in the life maze. You've got someone on top of there who can see, who's done it before, who knows the maze, who's seen the maze, who sees it, and he's helping you, and you refuse that help. What does that show? You're a fool. Simply because you have someone to guide you, someone to help you, and you're not using that. Somebody that has a treasure in his house, but he doesn't know that it's there, and he sells it to somebody else. What a waste. He's got the treasure. He got the treasure, but he doesn't use it. Why doesn't he use it? Because he doesn't know that it's there. That's what he's saying, is there's 3 types of people. His name. Have a think. You've got many, many different types of people, and every person is different to somebody else. This one's got this type of midah, this one this type of midah. Everyone's personality is different, everyone's upbringing is different, everyone's life's tachlis, mosh, and the reason they were sent down to this world, their mission is different. V'chol midah midah. Tirefes das Odom. Every single midah is sort of grabbing attention one from the other. So this one's grabbing from that one's grabbing from that. That's the example he gives now. Zulmei shachtu lekan. This one's grabbing you from there, this one's schlepping you this way. The Yitzhara Messilacho midah, the Yitzhara is, igniting the fire, whether it's kas, whether it's kina, whether it's covered, whatever, it's haiva, all those sorts of things. Umeisi says the Odom, she'ivka b'tzadara, and it's schlepping you to try and make sure you choose the bad path. Imagine this person is walking in the South African safari, and there he is in, what's it called? Kruger, right. Bigger than the whole Eretz Yisrael put together, Kruger. And there he is. You impressed? And there he is. He's walking in Kruger in the wilderness, and all of a sudden he sees lions, which I'm sure is very, very negev. It happens all the time. Leopards, wolves, all sorts of these things. Dangerous animals. You got to figure out how you're going to fight with each one and win. If you close your eyes for one moment, you sneeze, it's all over. It's over. You've got to be so wise to make sure you know who's attacking you for what side, how to get him off, run from him, get in that direction. So is a human being. Midos of Arois, the bad minutes that we have, could go in at Taiva, Va'agaiva, Va'asina, Va'akas, right? Taiva, looking after Taiva is Gaiva, the person being haughty, sinner. The person doesn't like people, Kas, anger, all these sorts of things. Misgalgalo is Belibo Toma, they're constantly going on in your heart. If a person basically lets them be ignored and doesn't fix them up, what's going to happen is he's going to basically, he's being oike, he's uprooting from his heart the light of truth, and he's going to be completely thrust into the darkness, walking around like that guy we keep on saying. When a person is born, here with this goof and his chachma, he's weaker than every other one, every other creation. Every animal, when they're born, pretty much on the day that they enter this world, can walk around, can eat, to go to sleep by themselves. It's easy. A human being is born, a baby is born. So you got to, he has to be fed. You leave a baby by himself, unfortunately, that's it. It's over. Leave an animal to himself, he'll figure himself out. A human being needs a lot of toil, a lot of effort for him to actually grow up, whether it's feeding, whether it's being put to sleep at the right time, whether it's nutritious food, all sorts of things. And therefore we can take a mashal from that. Just like the body requires a tikkun, you need a bigger tikkun for your neshama. To masakin the chachma that you have. Again, he's not saying you don't have chachma. How do you do? How do you use it? How do you channel it? And to understand what the right way is. So you'll be able to get there. If a person in the beginning without someone to teach him, is just an animal. And that's how he acts. Because he's got no one to show him the right way. His heart is like a brand new piece of paper that you can write on it. If this luach comes into a fool's hand, he's going to color in it, make scribbles all over it. And it's all over. The piece of paper is ruined. But if you give this piece of paper to a wise person, will understand to write a Seder Hayoim, he'll write various things that he has to work on, think all sorts of things. And because of that, he's able to go and support right of his family and get to the te'eres that he's meant to get to. So is the heart of a person. A fool takes his heart and he writes on it and he colors on it garbage, something which is not worth anything, which is just scribbled. That's how he fills his life. He fills his machshavas in his brain with pure garbage. But the people that understand, the wise people, the ones that have seichel, What do they use their heart for? They write beautiful things. Mechtav Elikim, Shu Yisoid HaTorah VaMitzvos VaChochma VaMidos. Ad Asher Yiru Nafshosim Gezoyer Rekiel Ezeh Yisrael Kavanah Shlomo Ba'om. That's what Shlomo Melech said in Mishlei. Koshim Aletz Boisecha, Koshim Al Luach Lebecha. Tie them to your fingers and write them on the tab of your heart. That's what a person has to do. So imagine that's how your guf is, and the mashal is given, and every person's guf, every person's heart is a brand new piece of paper. And every day you have an opportunity to write on that piece of paper beautiful hashkafa things. And if you don't, you're a fool. But if you do, you're a wise person. And it's only through doing that are you able to get to the madrega where hopefully you're going in the right derech. You have the chachma, you use the chachma, and you go in the right derech, which eventually leads, as he says many times, to Yirah L'Kim Mitzvah. Tomorrow we'll be finishing the Akdama.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.